Well, guys, we've got some bad news to start the episode. It's finally happened. We've lost our star man. He is leaving in January. I did everything I could to try and keep him, but he just wasn't interested. It's disappointing. He's gone back to the Netherlands. He is joining Almere City. I tried to offer him a contract, but I couldn't even get past the first stage of it until we got to the point where we got to money. But he's been offered about, I think, 3.8k to go and play for them, which I can't match. So that's disappointing. We've got a double header today, though. We're going to run the intro and we'll get straight into the two games. That's right, guys, welcome back to the northeast of England, back here with Norton Stockton Ancients in Grassroots to Giants, episode number 35, where we're losing Dylan. He's decided that he doesn't want to play for us anymore. I'm surprised that we have kept hold of him for as long as we have, if I'm entirely honest. Now, we have also lost Conrad. Conrad is leaving as well in January. He is joining GKS Katowice, something like that, I believe. Again, going back to his homeland of Poland. We have made a signing, though, since you were last with us. We have brought in another goalkeeper. And you may notice here that he's on a contract. He's actually on a contract. He's our first ever player to sign a proper contract. If we just have a look at him compared to McNamara, we can see why we signed him. I wasn't looking for a goalkeeper, not in the slightest. But you can see he is better all over the pitch, except he's maybe a bit too eccentric, and his communication lets him down a little bit. But yeah, I was looking for a replacement for Dylan, and there's just not one out there. We may end up actually changing back to the Diamond once Dylan leaves. Got a couple of players in on trial as well. I was just scouring through the national under-21s teams, and sometimes you get players who regen without a club, but when you've got a 16-year-old in the under-21 squad, you know that they could be fairly decent. So we've got this Luxembourg right fullback, 16-year-old. He doesn't join us for another 2 years, but he does look promising. He's got some fairly decent potential. We've also signed Alexei Kudryastev, Ukrainian, again a centre half. He's got some very good attributes for that particular position, but again not joining us until he turns 18, which is actually September next year, so less than a year away. But they also can't get work permits, I believe. No, they did actually get work permits somehow. So we may be going back to the Diamonds, guys, once Dylan leaves. I'm upset about Dylan leaving. He's comfortably our best player, and I'm surprised that we've kept hold of him for so long. Hemel Hempstead Town, though, in the FA Cup. Again, a division higher than us. Let's get Mr. Spencer on the bench. The lineup we're going to go with Scott at left back. Winfield is lacking match sharpness a little bit, as are most of the players. We've had, again, another game just a couple of days ago. It's going to be Asiakono and Greenwood with Cubban. The rest of the back four with Eastham as the goalkeeper for today. He did concede 2 goals in his first game. Just letting you know, we've been here with goalkeepers before. We've played the 3 games since you were last with us. We beat Clitheroe 2-1, Matlock Town 4-0, and then Bradford Park Avenue, who were actually down near the bottom of the league. We managed a 4-2 win, but as I said, we did concede those 2 goals in that game. Glover, Wozniak and Eastman as the midfield 3, with Rodney, Hugworth and Gale as the front 3. Sorry, I called these the front 3, the midfield 3. So we've got to make the most of Dylan while he's here still. We've got to really pound our advantage home. We are currently actually sat 10 points clear at the top of the league, I believe, with the same number of games played. But that's for the next game of the episode. We've got to deal with Hemel Hempstead first to get into the FA Cup proper for the second season running. Cubban with the deep cross towards Gale. Gale gets his head on the ball. James Gale grabs his 14th goal of the season, and we're ahead in the 4th minute, which is fantastic. Again, the stadium looks fairly, there seems to be a fair few amount of people in here. We've got 957 have arrived for this game today. Come to see Norton hopefully knock out higher opposition again. Rodney, his cross is blocked, but Glover picks it up. He finds Scott. It's Glover again into Dwight Gale. Wrong player. James Gale, not Dwight Gale. James Gale. The effort there in the end was, I believe, by Eastman, and we have actually missed the target. I didn't see who it was by. I was too busy hitting myself over calling James Gale Dwight Gale. Eastham has made a good save there, though, from that free kick from Hemels Hempstead. Can he get us away up the other end? He's took too long, really, but he's gone long. It's a poor clearance, and Bailey is underneath it. Now it's a Lilly. Lilly advancing inside to Walker, to Brook, back to Moore. Great ball over the top towards Stewart. Stewart to the byline, gets the ball across, but Sam Greenwood cuts the cross out. And now Cubban calmly passes it to Eastman. Now it's Wozniak, Aziakono, Glover, Wozniak again. Into Josh Scott. With time to bring the ball out of defence. He's still going. Takes the ball past Lilly. Finds Devante Rodney. Inside to James Gale. Finds Dylan Hugworth. And Dylan Hugworth grabs his 8th goal of the season. To double our advantage. Great play down the left there by Josh Scott. Made that goal really. Took it past his man. And then he had plenty of options inside of him. Great little ball into Rodney. Finds James Gale. James Gale holds the ball up, and it's a fantastic pass to Hugworth, who smashes the ball past the goalkeeper. Left him with no chance, if we're honest. Right, 32 on the clock, and it is a free kick for Hemel Hempstead, but Eastham has made another good save from a free kick. And can we build from the back again like we did for the second goal? Eastham taking his time again. Again, he's gone long. James Gale doesn't win the header, but Joseph does, and now it's Brook again. But it's cut out by Wozniak. Back to Josh Scott. Finds Rodney. Inside to Wozniak. Finds Josh Scott again. Josh Scott needs some options. He's got Wozniak, who now finds Yannick Aziakono. Inside to Jay Glover. James Gale into Eastmans. We've got runners ahead of him. It's a great ball through to Devante Rodney. Can he pull the ball across for somebody? Finds James Gale. Turns. Finds Eastman. And Eastman slots the ball into the net. James Gale picks up another assist in this game. It's a goal and 2 assists for James Gale after 33 minutes. For the big man up front there, who still hasn't said that he's satisfied with his game time. I've sort of sacrificed Harker a little bit. Harker's not had a lot of football, but it's purely so I can get James Gale in the squad. I'd rather he wasn't unhappy. Can we make it 4 before half time? Hugworth with the free kick, looking for Greenwood, but it's good header away. Now Aziakono picks it up to Conrad. Scott. Wozniak again into Greenwood, still coming forward. Good ball to Rodney. Finds James Gale. And James Gale with a good effort, but Dixon Hodge in goal for Hemel Hempstead there, tips it over the bar. Can the big man get on the end of the corner though from Hugworth? He can't. It's a good header away by Pekawa. Back to Dylan Hugworth though. Inside to Wozniak. Glover. Wozniak back to Josh Scott. And I do you know what? I had a feeling that highlight was going to end. I absolutely had a feeling it was going to end. That's pretty convincing at half time though. Pretty convincing to be 3-0 up against the team. Again, a tier higher than us. And we're still on the attack as well, coming into the second half. With now it's Jay Glover. Hines makes the challenge though, but the ball's only gone as far as Sam Greenwood. Inside to James Gale, looking for his hat-trick of assists. It's Conrad into Rodney. Conrad again, now Glover. Gale feeds the ball out wide to Cubban and gets himself into the box, looking to get on the end of it, but Walker takes the ball. We still get the ball into the box, and it's Dylan Hugworth bags his 2nd goal of the game and his 9th of the season to leave us in a very, very commanding position now. 50 on the clock, 4-0 up. Great play by James Gale to feed Cubban. Cubban did initially lose the ball to Walker, but he gave it straight back, and Rodney heads it down to Dylan Hugworth, who's got one with both feet now. We need to get Dylan on the end of a cross. Although they are extremely tired, we do need to make some substitutions. I am going to get Harker on for Gale. I'm also going to give a game to... It's difficult. If we bring Winfield on for Rodney, Rodney is also looking tight, and then we swap Scott and Winfield around. We might also look to bring Spencer on for Hugweth. We'll change the front three. Give them all a rest. Cubban with the throw-in into Spencer, the new man on the pitch. It's now Cubban again. Feeds Spencer down this right-hand side. Of course, playing out of position now, Spencer. But he does find Jay Glover with the ball. Now it's Wozniak into Tremaine Eastman. Spencer again. Out to Cubban. Cubban had time to advance with the ball there. We've tried too much there, boys. It's a poor clearance by the goalkeeper, though, and it comes to Glover. But Bailey cuts that out, and now it's Penzo looking to get Hemel Hempstead away on the counter-attack. He finds Lilly running ahead of him. Lilly looking to get the ball into the box. He does. It's towards Hines, but it's another great save by Eastman in goal there. He's had a fantastic game for us so far, has Eastman. Farrington with the corner. Goes deep. This time Freddie Hines does manage to get the ball past. Eastham in goal to pull one back for Hemel Hempstead. They've got 30 minutes left to grab another 3 though, which on the scale of things, looking at the game and how it's gone, you don't think it's going to happen really, do you? Stranger things have happened to me in Football Manager though, so I'm not going to hold my breath. Hines has managed to spin his man. Thankfully it's a wayward finish from Hines there. Into the final 5 minutes then, guys. Not being another highlight, and we've got 3 minutes of injury time to come. We do now have another highlight in injury time. It is Eastman with the ball, and now it's Cubban. Pulls the ball back to Jay Glover. Back to Cubban again, looking to get the ball into the box. He comes back instead to Glover again. These two are playing a game by themselves. Glover now finds Eastman. Glover, it's a poor pass across towards Brook, and it's cut out, but Azir Kerno wins it back. Now it's Winfield looking for Spencer, but again it's cut out, and they've just hoofed it forward to Walker to chase after. Walker's got Hines all by himself in the middle. Freddie Hines bags his second goal of the game, but I think it's too little too late for Hemel Hempstead. It's a case of some absolutely cream crackered players on our part, just not able to keep up with them. James Gale was absolutely fantastic for us again. He's performed in every division that we've asked him to play in for us so far, and it looks like he could do the job in the Vanarama leagues as well. 10k in the bank for that, guys. That's going to come very handy. We'll just give Mr. Gale a bit of praise. His morale is a little bit low. I wonder how we're doing on his promise, because we can't have much time left. He's now pleased. We've got 5 games left and he's pleased. We've also, Sam Greenwood succeeded with his, so he is now no longer listed as one of the unhappy players, which is fantastic. Gareth East, his parent club manager, complained to us again. We've just said terminate the loan then. Terminate, he's not going to play for us. Egan might get some more game time in the future once Hugweth leaves. Financially, we are back up to 60 grand in the bank, which is very, very nice. Next game, though, as I said, is going to be Ashton United. They are currently sat in 7th in the league, which is, it's a little bit lower than I would like, but in terms of what we've got coming up in the near future, we don't really have any great teams coming up in the near future. We're not going to show that FA Trophy 3rd round. We might, depending on who we get in this, show that, but I'm afraid, guys, it's going to be a 7th place away game against Ashton United for the second half of the episode. So I'm just going to click forward a few days. I'm going to rest the players, and I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. Alright, guys, I did the draw for the FA Cup in between episodes, and look who we've been drawn against. Sunderland are coming to the Norton Sports Complex. Sunderland, if anybody is keeping up with anything, they'll know that Sunderland are my favourite team, and they are coming to Norton Sports Complex. I wonder, does it show you in your profile who your favourite team is? I don't think it does. Incidentally, we did get our National A licence, by the way, which attribute wise you can see we've got a couple of 10s appearing in here now, which is great. I don't think it does show you who you support, does it? If it does, then I don't know where it is. It doesn't say here. No idea. But it's Sunderland. We're going to play Sunderland. That game, wherever it is it being... I need to click forward. Is it being scheduled? I don't think it has been scheduled yet, though. But that is just going to be so big for us. We will pack the stadium out for this, and that is 100% going to be in an episode. That is by far and away the biggest game that we have had, and we're at home for it as well. If we can somehow scrape a draw against League One Sunderland and go back to the Stadium Light, that is just going to be so big for this club. But that's for next episode. I'm going to keep clicking forward to get to the Ashton United game, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Right guys, welcome back for the Ashton United game. As you can see there in the league table, we are 7 points clear at the top. We do have a game in hand over Hyde United though. FC United of Manchester have dropped off. I'm absolutely stoked about being drawn against Sunderland in the Cup. That's going to be, like I said, so big for us. We're going to stick with the same lineup that took on Hemel Hempstead. So we'll get into the game. I've selected substitutes outside the match. In fact, let's get Harker. Now, do you know what? We'll leave Harker off. James Gale played really well. We'll leave that. We've got Chris Gales. I still don't know how to say that. We've got him on the bench if we need to cover up front. Same lineup as the last game then. We're away from home this time against Ashton United. We are comfortably the favourites for this game. They do find themselves down in 7th place in the league. So realistically we should be beating them. And Hugworth has a corner for us in the 2nd minute. James Gale gets his head on it, but it's gone over the bar. It might be one of those games with Gale's consistency where it affects him, because he's missed 2 now. He's had an absolute stormer in the last game, and then this game it looks like it's going to be an absolute not a good game. Not a good game for him. He is on a 6.8 though, but he needs to hit the target. Cubban with the throw in on the right hand side in the 25th minute, finds Eastman, it's back to Cubban, gets the ball into the box towards Asiakono. Dylan Hugworth has absolutely smashed that in with a right footed volley, or half volley, from the knockdown from Asiakono. He bags his 10th goal of the season for us. It's actually quite low figures for Dylan, if we're being honest. It's great play by Cubban again though, good knockdown, and Dylan Hugworth with the half volley there smashed the ball past the goalkeeper in his near post. And we find ourselves ahead in the game. Half an hour on the clock though, and James Gale has got a chance to get one from a free kick. It's a great effort, but it's just gone wide of the post. Right, 42nd minute, goal kick for Ashton United. Eastman wins the header though, he finds James Gale. Now it's Dylan Hugworth, finds Sam Greenwood again. Eastman into Hugworth. Gale needs support. It's a good tackle by Tamplin, but Hugworth picks up the pieces and he goes for goal. It's not too bad of an effort. I'll tell you what I did just notice, guys. Look who's playing for Ashton. Mr. Mohammed, our former man. He's managed to find himself up at this level. I didn't realise that we'd let him go to a team so high up the pyramid. Approaching half time now though, and Norton are on the attack again with Asiakono. Finds Sam Greenwood. Back to Glover and Asiakono again. Now Wozniak into Asiakono. Glover. Eastman with the chip from range. What an audacious effort, and it's just gone over the bar. And we are going to get into half time with just the 1-0 lead. They were ahead for large parts of that game in terms of XG. We do have another gear to find though. This is not a vintage Norton performance. We will also look to make some changes, possibly. We can do what we did in the last game, push Scott forward. In fact, do you know what we're going to do? I know Rodney's sort of picked up a little bit now. He was down on a 6.7, but he's sort of picked up. Instead, we're just going to have a shout at them. We're just going to have a little bit of a shout with them. And now we're going to look to make that change. With 20 minutes remaining, we'll get Winfield on for Rodney. Swap these two around again. We'll also bring Chris Gales on for James Gale. It hasn't actually made much of an impact despite having a good rating for us so far in this game. It's not been a comfortable game as I expected away from home here. We do have a corner now though with Dylan Hugworth. He feeds the ball in towards Greenwood, but it's a good header away. But Dylan will collect the ball. It finds Cubban advancing forward, finds Sam Greenwood again. Now Cubban into Eastman. and we were not much room to work in here. That is an absolute scythe of a tackle on Greenwood. Smith is going straight off the pitch here. What an absolute shocking tackle from Greg Smith. That was a shocker. Into injury time now, though. 5 minutes of injury time, and we're holding on to this narrow 1-0 lead. We as we approach the final minute. Glover picks up the ball, looking to feed Thingy. I'm just going to call him Giles. It's as far as Winfield, though, the clearance. Now Asiakono into Glover. Comes in, across to Eastman. Now Dylan Hugworth advancing forward into the penalty area. Cuts the ball back to Cubban. Great ball into the box towards Scott, and it's not too bad of an effort from Josh Scott there. Not really what he's known for, though. I've got another highlight, though. I just want the full-time whistle. Football Manager has a tendency for the ball to turn over here and the other team go down the other end and score, but thankfully we have got the full-time whistle. And not the most convincing of performances, but we have come away with the win. Asiakono picking up the man of the match. And our unbeaten season continues. We are yet to lose a game this season, cup or league. We've got a couple of draws, but we are yet to lose a game, and we are now sat pretty 10 points clear at the top of the league. We have got ourselves a lot of breathing space. Next episode, I think we all know what's coming in the next episode. It is 100% the Sunderland game. That is the biggest game in this club's history, without a shadow of a doubt. I have got no idea what we're going to do after that. We don't have any teams up near the top of the league. It may be this Challenge Cup second round, but I doubt it. The next big team that we've got is quite some distance away. It's quite some distance away. Maybe FC United, but that's a huge gap in between the two games. But if that's what we need to do, then that's what we need to do. We need to sort of blitz through these early seasons, because the meat of the save is once we start getting into the Football League. But yeah, guys, Sunderland in the next episode is huge for us. Their key player is listed as Dennis Serkin. He's quite a decent left back in terms of Football Manager. He didn't look so great watching him last season in real life. He did okay. You know, he's a young lad. But they have got some good players. Jordan Willis still there. He's been here for quite some time now. Of course, had a huge injury and he's been out for quite a while. They're currently sat 5th in League One, so just like in real life, they're actually struggling to get out of this division. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, please hit that thumbs up button. You know just how much it helps me out. I've been Dean, and I'll see you all next time